Good evening, Facebook lands. This is Mike George here, coming at you live from Portland, Oregon, in my home here in the lovely, actually to be more specific, in Beaverton, Oregon, a suburb of Portland. So it's a beautiful day here. It's what time is it? It is 7:30. It is Wheel of Fortune time. On the West Coast, if Wheel of Fortune is even a syndicated thing on TV anymore, or as the kids call it these days, appointment to view television. That's the new term. That's the term that was made up in 2015, I believe, to describe things that we used to do in like the 1980s and 1990s. That was just TV, but now they come up with a term called appointment to view. So I thought that I've been seeing that in a few like current like present day television series, and that's amused me. So, anyways, enough of my pre-evening rambles. Hi, everybody. Let's see what's in the comments. And I don't have any agenda today for what to talk about as usual because it's Facebook Live. So you guys can help steer the conversation by leaving some comments below. So let's start off with Spencer. Hi, Spencer. Spencer comes to us from. I wish these things actually said like where people are, but I think you're in Dayton, Ohio, or Cincinnati, or something like that. Western Ohio lands. Hey, Mike, hope you are doing good and enjoying the new job. Happy 4th of July to you. Yes, it is the 4th of July. Well, we're not quite at the 4th of July. A lot of bad things can still happen in our country before we actually get to the 4th of July, so just hold your horses. But, it is now the 3rd of July. We've made it this far. I think in the movie Independence Day, the 3rd of July is when the alien ships start to appear. So, back before then, it was just a bunch of mindless speculation from scientists, and nobody listens to scientists these days, as we, as we see and happily observe in today's news. Anyways, it is the 3rd of July. Yes, happy 4th of July to everybody. I am doing well. Yeah. So for those that might, let me just kind of give the quick little brief here of my life in the last couple months. As I'm sure everybody is aware, we've been living in COVID lands, and in the bowels of lockdown, I managed to find a little daffodil of hope in this new job that I started at Portland General Electric on the 17th of June. So I started there. My official title there is I'm a transmission operations engineer. So what that will mean is I will eventually work in their system control center downtown, which is basically the command center of the grid. At least the grid is as far as PGE is concerned. So that's really exciting. This is a dream job for me. I just spit on myself. I went to school studying a lot of this shit, like the theory elements of it, and it's I've worked some good and some bullshit engineering jobs in my life, and this is definitely probably the one I've had that's on point with what I feel like I know and I'm good at and feel passionate about. So I'm really fucking excited. So far I've just been working from home. I've been doing training and stuff online. So yeah, it's been fucking I'm in my training honeymoon period, and I've just been kind of meeting my colleagues virtually over things like this. Gosh, these webcam conversations are becoming like the new norm in society. It's kind of hilarious. Hi, Connie. I gotta start saying hello to people to make this feel like more of a virtual interactive space, right? Otherwise, it's just me. Otherwise, it's just me here sitting and talking. And I think some of you like that and don't like to admit it to yourselves, but I think most of you would be kind of mean to have him just on a public call, wouldn't it? Without telling him. It's kind of like that thing when you're on speakerphone with your boyfriend's ex or something in the car, and you're not you don't know he's there, and he's listening to you talk about I don't know, whatever you talk about with boyfriends in real life romantic scenarios that are I don't know. Anyways, hi everybody. Hello. Hi, Connie. Connie is an old colleague of mine in Columbus. It's a pleasure to see you, darling. Hi, Mike Santoro. I know Mike from Montreal from our time together there. And Chris Jackson, you had to just bring up King Elephant. My God, just because you are in Portland means nothing. I'm still King Elephant. Miss, aw, Chris Jackson. I have not even busted. I think King Elephant, it's safe to say, is a 2010s phenomenon. Maybe like, fuck, maybe 2000s. God, King Elephant. You know, we live in a digital interconnected age, Chris Jackson, and just because you might think you're the King Elephant of, I don't know, whatever Ohio place you are at now, doesn't mean we can't have a Zoom meeting right now to settle the score, bitch. So, just so you know, there will be a King Elephant Zoom tournament. You know, I mean, we had to forego the Olympics, so give us something, right? Give us something, I say, and I'm about to give y'all a King Elephant tournament over Zoom in place of the Olympics. So, you know, we'll schedule this. We'll schedule whatever like Cirque du Soleil marching band was originally booked for the opening ceremonies, and we will get this arranged, my friends. Okay, you watch. Anyways, let's see. We have. Anyways, that was a good fucking segue because I haven't fucking talked about King Elephant. I haven't even thought about King Elephant in like, I don't even remember. I don't even know. Anyways, thank you, Mike. I need to shave. I like to do, you know, everybody likes to do these online things like with scruff, and since I'm half Asian and it takes me like 3 weeks just to grow this, I figure, you know, I have to just kind of go with it and pretend like I've been playing like the Portland, like the unemployed Portland hippie, you know? So, which I've been that before. So, thankfully I am not that at the very moment. It is nice to live in Portland and not be unemployed and not be homeless, I will say, because Portland's one of those funny places that has a lot of people in that situation, and it's strange because there's so many dogs in Portland. Like, I know that's kind of a weird segue there, but like, there are so many dogs in Portland, like with these cute gay boy owners, and like just like, you know, basically like these zaddies kind of walking them around with, you know, like these $1 million condo like encampments in downtown Portland, and it's like, and then you have like a tent city like under the bridge next door. It's like the weirdest thing that the dogs get better care and love here than our own people sometimes. Like, it's a weird fucking. Anyways, tangents. Hi everybody. So yeah, no, anyways, I was talking about me, not homeless people or dogs. So let me say, yeah, no, the job at PG is going well. I mean, I've been in my second week. I haven't actually been to the site yet, except to like literally just pick up my laptop. I haven't like been into the secured control center or anything like that yet. But eventually, my job there will be to like once I'm trained in you know, in my role and everything, I will be running like, I think like analysis of the system, like basically analysis of what the grid will look like the day after, you know, like the next day. So like, you know, accounting for like you know, if there's a generator plant that's out of service, or if there's a line that's down for service, or a project that's going down that you know, that disables part of the system, you know, obviously we have to make sure that everybody gets power at all times, regardless or irregardless, depending on which Merriam-Webster dictionary definition you go by. Yeah, no, like, you know, of what's happening on the system. So anyways, my job I think will be to make sure that we have contingency plans, so that if, say, like, we know we have to take down part of the system for maintenance, and there happens to be a storm that goes by, there's part of the system still, that there's still capacity and still, you know, shit like kind of guarding the system to kind of still keep the lights on, essentially, despite what lines and shit might go down in that whole scenario. So it's good times. It's like system analysis. It's a lot of cool shit that I learned in school that I actually get to apply, I think, with the help of simulation tools, because Lord knows my mind is fried from school. So speaking of which, I will have to take, one of the things I want to do is get my licensing, my engineering license. I've been needing to do that for a while. So that's one of the things I'll have to do, is like relearn all the math shit that I've forgotten about all the years, thanks to the aid of neglect, cannabis, and just, you know, and relying on computers, we'll be honest. So, anyways, yeah, that's been going well. Portland is fantastic. It's beautiful outside. Fuck, let's just go outside. If the network will hold. Let's see it. Let's test our network latency here. But yeah, some of you guys might be watching from the West Coast, or the East Coast, I mean, where it's already dark. But out here, I'm in suburbia land, so don't mind the 7-lane wide traffic there. But we got a nice sunset going on, kind of. It is, yeah, a beautiful day. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else has been going on in life that's been interesting. What's been going on with you guys? Leave some comments and shit. Like, obviously there's a lot going on with Black Lives Matter protests. I'm sure there's been lots and lots of commentary on Facebook land regarding Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I have a lot I can say about it, but this Facebook Live just about us, So you can see all of the news posts and shit that I post every day about that if you'd like to know more. And if you want a more one-on-one conversation about something you might not be aware about, or maybe something I might not be aware about, that, and all that jazz, and you just want to have a heart-to-heart about black people and race and, and all that fun stuff, and how it even might affect us white people or non-white people or whoever the hell you beautiful people are, then, yeah, hit me up. I'm gonna take a momentary little 5-second intermission here and just hit this baby. I bought this beautiful vape pen yesterday. It is a THC vape pen, so I get to enjoy all of the wonders of cannabis without all of the guilt and without as much of the carbonization and destruction of my lungs as conventional, combustion-based means. So, in a way, this is like the grid of the future. This is like the renewable energy of my lungs, because we are gonna I'm gonna have the ability to still maintain capacity of mindfuckery, but without as much of the carbon-based shit that associated with that byproduct, we'll say. Anyways, hi Jeremy Moore. So we have folks here so Jeremy is in Denver, Boulder to be specific. Hi. Daniel Fuchs, hello cutie. Anyways, I did promise myself that 5-second vape pen, so leave some comments while I'm doing this. Think about what is wrong in the world, what is right in the world while I do this vape pen. This thing is quite potent, I must say. I always have to remember to take very short little breaths. Efficiency. No, I don't know. I don't know what we're at that awkward point where I've run out of things to talk about and nobody's leaving any comments. So I will have to sign off in 10 seconds unless I get something down there, boys and gals, et al. Anybody out there at least having a drink? It's Saturday. No, it's Friday. Friday before the 4th. Mike, it is nice to see you too, buddy. Hi, Judy. I know Judy from a fiery Bernie rally that we went to together in Columbus years ago. Back when we felt the burn back then in 2016. My goodness, that was like deja vu a little bit. Anyways, trying to think of what's been going. Oh yeah, I guess I'll talk about other things. Portland's been good. So my my medium-term plans are obviously to find my own place here. Hopefully, be able to go to work in person and meet my beloved colleagues in person, and convince myself that they're not just faceless chatbots on the end of a dark Zoom meeting. Yeah, I guess those are some of my other medium-term goals. I do want to get a duplex, though, so that my mom can eventually move in next to me. That's something, getting to that age where I have to start thinking about parents, and, parents that are alive, and parents that are still healthy, and so, yeah. And also parents that live in in island nations that are in threat of being invaded by China. So as I watch the Hong Kong news, I have thought, it's hard not to think about Taiwan and its beloved fate with regards to the Chinese oppressors next door. So yeah, that's kind of in my 5-year plan, is to get like a place so I will have a space for my mom to possibly move to in Portland. And I feel like mom would like Portland better than Steubenville. More Asian people to potentially befriend. More things to do here. Yeah, I think it'll be closer to Taiwan if she wants to go back and see the family and everything. So that is on the medium term bucket list, to find a duplex. That way I can still like be close to her, but like still have her own space so she can have privacy. And yeah, it'll just be a good, it'll be a good prospect. And then I still want to like start a gay bar sometime in Steubenville. I talked about that, I think maybe a year ago, and that's still on the list. So I need to, I will figure out a transcontinental empire here, gay bar empire here, in order to manage this perhaps. This is probably the 5 to 10 year plan. So anyways, on that note, it was lovely hitting a vape with you, but nobody's leaving any comments and asking any questions. Hi Judy. Let's see here. Looking good might be good. Set a record and stay at this job until you retire, or at least 15 years. Yeah. No, I do want to. Yeah, I plan on that for sure. I've been wanting to get out to Portland. That's the weird thing, is I've been wanting to get out to Portland for like 10 years. Like that's a lot of people who know me when I lived in Columbus perhaps heard me gush about Portland, and I'm here now, and that's a strange thing to like admit to myself out loud, because I have to say, like, it felt like I was in a dream a little bit the last 2 weeks, until I actually saw the money in my checking account yesterday from my first paycheck. Cha-ching. Otherwise, it kind of felt like I was in a fleeting dream that I might wake up from. But no, I'm in Portland, and it's like, whoa, yeah, I'm in Portland, and I've made it here, and I have to figure out like the next step. But I'm just enjoying the step that I made it to right now. So yeah, like it's kind of weird, because like, a year ago I was in a really shitty spot, and like I just got fired from this Montreal job, and like, oof. And I, some of you guys that maybe are on here remember me from a little trough in the past. But no, fuck it, man. Like that, I'm happy. A lot of people doubted me when I was fired from this Montreal position, when I had to go through the psych hospital, when I had to go through the fucking police. Oh my god, all this fucking bullshit going on. But like, I feel, I'm gonna brag a little bit, okay? Because it's been a while since this bitch has had something good to brag about. So I will brag a little bit and say I'm very happy with the way things are now. With the Lord has been good to me. No, I'm happy. Like I'm gonna rock this out for a little bit, y'all. And there's a lot of pain in the world. There's a lot of shit news going on, and like, I hope that like, whatever good things happen to me, I will be in a position to like, help the shitty world out, because fuck, man, a lot of people were in trouble. And like, I was in trouble just a year ago, so I've been through the fucking ringer myself. So yeah, you better believe, like, once I have my shit together a little bit, I'm coming for y'all bitches out there, so watch yourself. And on that note, I'm going to take one last vape pen hit here and see if anybody else comments. And we'll go from there. Yeah? Alright, anywho, Facebook land. It is now, I think, probably 8 p.m. Well, I can't even say Eastern Standard Time anymore. I have to figure out it is 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And this is Mike George here signing off. Take care, Facebook land. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And until next time, toodaloo.